say safety and you point to it and he jumps up. This is his command and he does it. So from the water, we said, Jangles, safety. And he jumped up onto this log that was in the water because he's got little legs. So he doesn't have a lot of height coming up.
Right.
So he jumps up onto this log and then onto the paddleboard and he just is like, let's go.
Aww.
And he rode around with her up and down the shore. And she just kind of sat on it and paddled. We didn't try standing up because, the dog on there. But I think he could do it because he stands on the front
He'd be
like
a surf boy.
Yeah, he's a surfer boy. I think he would surf too.
You've seen that. Oh, yeah. Those dogs are nuts.
Oh my dog. Dog. Oh my dog.
Oh my dog, hey.
Oh, my dog, hello.
We're back.
Back again.
And we're going to talk about some
Women.
with doggies. The dog days of summer.
Yes.
Water dogs.
We're not
Doggy
quite there yet.
paddles.
I think the dog days of summer is in like August.
It's
and
true.
the only reason I know that is because I was going to make a Facebook post about it and I looked it up just to make sure I wasn't.
It is the very
And it's
last
like-
days of hot in the
It's
summer.
super hot and
Yeah.
super long days.
My favorite days of the summer until it's not because then they go away and then you
I
get the
know.
cold.
We are finally in my.
Oh,
this is
July
my-
3rd through August 11th is the dog days of summer, which is pretty much just summer. Well, it's not yet.
This is my favorite time of year. Summertime is my absolute jam.
Me too. We're so much happier. I don't know if you can
Ugh.
tell in our voices that
much
we've been
better.
depressed because we do not like the winter times.
Not at all.
Because you live in Iowa.
Right.
Well-
Why do we live here?
I don't know. We're planning our retirement.
In Mexico. Well, first it was Florida, and then it was Mexico, and now I think it's California. You said.
Yeah, I would do California. Yeah, we got a place to go.
You said that. I didn't.
Yeah, we do.
I'll go anywhere that there's sun and sand and margaritas.
And me.
I actually have still not had a margarita.
I
since
had
March.
a spicy margarita the other day, which I get those from time to time. This one was double spicy because it had tequila that was jalapeno tequila plus fresh jalapenos in it. It was like drinking napalm and it was amazing.
I'm getting nauseous just thinking about it.
Oh, it was so good.
I don't think I'm ready yet.
I was standing in like a group of people and everyone kept being like, "What is that spicy smell?" And I was just like, it has a cup with a lid.
Oof. Yeah. Nope. Not
Yummy.
ready yet.
I love them.
See, that was like March, middle of March.
Oh yeah, I
April.
forgot you're off
It's been
the
2.5 months since I've had.
I
a
forgot you're
margarita.
off the Ritas. Well, you're going to have to pick it back up real quick.
Guess we're going to Key West.
And there's margaritas to be
They're gonna
had.
have rum runners in Key West, and that's my jam. So
Yes, these are island drinks. We don't always have to. I will have a margarita because I do better on tequila than rum, I think.
I'm exactly the opposite. But I am packing a hangover kit, that's for sure.
I think I'm fine. I think I'll be all right.
Says the professional. Anyway,
Yes.
how was your weekend, Kara?
Well,
What did you do? Where did you go? Who did you take with you?
My family likes the outdoors, as I lightly mentioned in the last episode, and I was forced. My husband's got a boat. It's not even a boat. It's a fishing vessel. And he's like, "Do you want to go out on the boat?" And I was like, "We don't have a boat. We have a platform in which you fish upon." It's terrible. There's 3 seats, like right in
Make
a
it
row.
sound like Huck Finn or something. I saw a picture. It is indeed a boat.
Barely. It's for fishing. It's a bass boat. No one wants a bass. Like, I as a non-fisherman, I refuse to get a fishing license, and he won't let me fish off of his boat because I don't have a fishing license. I'm like, I'm not.
You know you can do that online.
I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to fish. But he's making me go out there, and so there's nothing to do. And it's like, well, let me hold a pole and see if I can catch a fish, and you can't. And I think that's the thing. He doesn't want me to catch a fish, and then he doesn't. And then he'll be mad, and then I'm not licensed. He doesn't like to break rules, which is annoying. Anyway.
You know how they say opposites attract each other? This is the epitome of
Everything from top to
all
bottom.
of the things.
Anyway, he bought this bass boat, and he goes fishing quite literally every day of the summer. He takes this boat out. Every day he's like, he stopped asking, but he's like, "Do you want to go?" Whatever. So Cam, my daughter, she really likes the water.
Maybe you should get him a boat slip for Father's Day.
I asked him if he wanted one. He said no.
He just likes pulling his boat around and backing it in everywhere.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
I did ask him. I said, "Do you want?" Because I found out that it's not that expensive. For the whole summer, it's really not that bad. I was like, "Do you want one of those? Like, that'd be great because I want this thing out of my driveway. I don't want to look at this boat every day of my life. I just really don't. It takes up space. I have to like squeeze past it when I'm trying to get stuff out of the garage. It's annoying. I hate it." He said no. I might get him one anyway. So whatever. Anyhow, it's a good idea. I tried. Cam, my daughter, really likes water, loves swimming and jumping in the water and all the things. And she has this blow-up paddleboard that she has been begging to go use. I'm like, just go out to the lake and use it. She's like, what if something happens and I am in the water and then there's no one there to help me? I was like, well, I can't help you, but sure. So finally I was like begrudgingly was like, fine, I will meet you guys out at the lake and I will take Cam out to use her stupid paddleboard. So we went out to this spot where no one goes and it was just us, and it's like a mowed path that goes down to Big Creek. And when you get down there, it's like barely a beach. It's just like a little bit of sand, and then the dogs can run up and down, and So, she blew up her paddleboard, went out there. She's like diving off of it, and I'm like, we'll go for 1 hour, because what happens is I just stand there. There's nothing for me to do.
Pick up rocks.
No.
Find any cool rocks?
I didn't.
You are really not into nature, are you? She's into that fake turf, y'all.
I like the fake turf.
Where there's a bar.
I like where there's a bar. I like the pool where there's a bar. I like a pool with a bar.
Not a sandbar.
Right.
Actually,
Ooh,
I do like a
I do
sandbar
like
because they let
sandbars.
you take beers out there. Yeah, no, this was not for me. And I'm just standing knee deep in the water. And we brought Mr. Bojangles, my dog, and then my husband's dog is Tot Dot. And I thought Tot Dot is this little sprightly pit bull, and I thought she is going to absolutely love the water. She's going to go nuts. She loves the water feature at Paws and Pints. She's a turf girl, turns out. She doesn't like nature.
And Bojangles goes nuts over the water, too.
Crazy over the water.
And she does the same?
Hates it at the park.
At the park.
But in the open body of water, Jangles
so
swims.
much.
He literally looks like an otter because he's got that kind of fat tail.
Yeah.
And he loves it. She wouldn't. I had to drag her in, and her feet were sprawled out like this. She did not want to get in the water. I got her in there. A passerby boat was driving by, and they go, "That black and white dog doesn't seem to like that." And I was like,
No shit, Sherlock.
got it. I said, she's a city girl.
Wait, how did that go?
That black and
That
white
black and white dog
seem to
don't seem to
that.
like that. That's what everyone sounds like on a boat.
She's not being stereotypical at all.
Have you ever been out to Big Creek? It brings the country
Shit.
out of all the city folk. Anyhow, it's lots of fishing poles out there.
So Bojangles enjoyed it.
He loves it. So then we were like, Cam was like, I wonder if Mr. Bojangles would like to go on the paddleboard with me. And I was like, ain't no way, But he has a command that's for jumping up on stuff. Like if you wanted to jump up on a table or obstacle or whatever, you say safety and you point to it, and he jumps up. This is his command, and he does it. So from the water, we said, Jangles, safety, and he jumped up onto this log that was in the water because he's got little legs, so he doesn't have a lot of height coming up.
Right.
So he jumps up onto this log and then onto the paddleboard, and he just is like, let's go.
Aww.
And he rode around with her up and down the shore. And she just kind of sat on it and paddled. We didn't try standing up because, the dog on there. But I think he could do it because he stands on the front
He'd be
like
a surf boy.
Yeah, he's a surfer boy. I think he would surf too.
You've seen that. Oh, yeah. Those dogs are nuts.
Kind of like the skateboarding dogs, but like next level because you're in the ocean. It's crazy. Like they crash.
Sharks and whatnot.
Jeez.
Right.
In this lake, we're just dealing with like algae and mosquitoes. But
Leeches.
Oh, God, I didn't even think about that.
Oh.
Anyway, so I was telling Holly about this, and then she shows up today, and she goes, what we should talk about is
Dogs in the water.
dogs in the water. I'm like, actually, yes, because there's a lot of stuff I know about but don't know about because I haven't really researched because I'm not a nature girl.
You've heard it, right?
I've heard about it.
Right, you're into that filtered water.
True.
So anyway, we've got a lot of talking points here that we're just gonna walk through.
Yeah.
To just bring some awareness to having your dog in the water, near the water, different kinds of water, different bodies of water, things like blue-green algae.
Yes. Well, and then we'll also talk about
CPR.
if you don't want to go in nature, but your dogs still love water, what to watch out for, because like water toxicity is a thing, and so we'll kind of wrap up with what that looks like. And I know that the folks that work at the dog park are trained on what that looks like, because it can happen real quick, and the dogs can like basically dry drown.
Yeah.
Real quick. So
Yeah.
anyway.
So obviously, let's just get the vanilla shit out of the way. Always supervise your dog when you're near water. You know, especially moving water if you're down at the river, the dams, the boat ramps, things like that. They can get carried away pretty quickly.
Well, in the ocean, you know, if we don't have an ocean here for our dogs to go in, but people do take their dogs.
Riptides.
And they get sucked under and.
Yeah. I used to take Jax out on the kayak when we would go down the river, because we would go from Ledges to E57. It was a nice little quick evening float, you know, hour and a half, 2 hours max, depending on how high the water was. But yeah, that always kind of worried me too. I always kept an eye on Jax, and
he jumped out. Well, I could do that. Like if I'm in a vessel and I have to be like actually in the water, like and just floating, and there's a place for my cooler to be. I will do that. So I was talking about, I was like, maybe I should get a 2-person kayak and one just for the dog.
Oh, I see. Jax would just sit up on the bow.
He's too big. He needs a whole seat.
True. Well, you can get those flat bottom ones. Anyway, okay. She's getting me off track again. So always supervise your dog. There is a website that the Iowa DNR puts out that will give you the beach report. It's a beach monitoring. So it's programs.iowadnr.gov/ blah, 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 beaches. You can find it.
What's the purple dot mean?
Well, what does the
Lake Kamoa State Park
special status?
What does that mean?
So it'll show.
That's where they turned water into wine.
Jesus be walking on that.
So it'll show different beaches in the area. So just for example, Backbone Beach. It'll give you the different values. If you're vulnerable, E. coli values, so on and so forth, and then the status. So
basically, whether or not you should get in the water.
Right. So it'll have So it has comments. No indicator, bacteria, or algal toxin advisories.
Like algae blooms or
Okay.
Bound.
Sure. So it'll say okay for swimming. So Lake, the one that you were talking about, has special status. It says monitoring has been suspended for the 2024 season due to renovation activities.
So they're not even watching.
They're not even looking at it.
Oh, so
which
swimmer take heed.
You're not going to be there either.
Be at risk.
McIntosh Woods Beach is swimming not recommended. Results exceed the single sample standard for E. coli. But like 90% of these are okay for
everything
swimming.
looks green right now, which is good.
Well, it's early, and we're going to talk about that too.
Yes. I don't know how to tell where I was. I was trying to look, but I can't find it.
Yeah, and it's about to warm up.
Yeah.
And then the algae grows, right? Is that the deal?
Right. So you can always check that website. You can check local reports too if it's not showing up there. Most of your beaches, your counties are going to be reporting on that too. Keep an eye on the news for, like, there was that big spill up in Fort Dodge a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
And that was coming down the pipe. So
we're probably drinking that by now.
I was not getting in the Des Moines River that week, for sure. Also, after big rains and whatnot, you're gonna have that runoff from all the farm fields. Especially right now, they're putting anhydrous, or in the fall. So.
Interesting.
Keep an eye on that too. Anyway, all those things. You can also get canine life jackets. This is a good idea.
We have one. Do you have one?
I do not.
We have 2. We have an orange one, but Dolores, our little pug, she's got a life jacket, and our friend Emily gave it to us. And
it says, for breeds that don't swim well, For example, bulldogs, pugs.
Yes, my pug has a life jacket, and it's shaped like a mermaid. So when she swims, she's actually a kind of good swimmer with her life jacket. I don't know if I'd trust her without it, but she's a svelte.
She'd sink right to the bottom.
She's skinny. She's a skinny pug.
So canine life jackets, especially important for boating or strong currents, so like rivers.
Yeah.
Again, breeds that don't swim well, or older, sicker, overweight dogs. So
But
not every
actually-
dog is going to tolerate it. Not every dog needs it, but it's better to have it. than
Swimming
not.
is a great exercise, though, for dogs that are overweight because it takes
Absolutely.
all the pressure off their joints and they can swim and they can lose weight. Maybe I should get a life jacket for Chicken Little.
There you go. There's an idea.
Probably won't. He's a city boy as well.
Introduce your dogs to water slowly, so don't just go to the underdock and throw them in.
Right.
That's not fun for anybody. And you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
And then are you going to be able to respond? Probably not.
Yeah.
So introduce them slowly. You can use toys, praise, build their confidence, start out in shallow water. Like Ledges State Park would be a great place to take a dog.
Yes, because they can just wade
They can just
around,
wade
and
around.
plod around and be happy. Yeah.
There's all kinds of nature they can get into, and
Oh, we should go out there this summer. I forget about that place.
Yep.
It's fun.
it's my backyard. So
Yeah, it's nice.
know your dog's limits. So if they are getting tired, if they're starting to struggle, make sure you get them out of the water
Hmm.
immediately, and always provide fresh drinking water. So
So they're not wanting to drink. Yes.
excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. A fish in my throat. Especially like if you're at the pool, like in Boone they have
The doggy paddle at the end of the
yeah,
year.
yeah, where you can take them to the pool.
Hmm.
Dogs shouldn't be drinking that chlorinated
No.
water, so make sure you still are providing them with fresh drinking water. If you're on hikes and whatnot, and you're hiking up to a pond or hiking, make sure you're taking fresh water with
Yes.
you. Those ponds and lakes can get a little scummy.
Mhm.
My pond right now has a lot of the cottonwood fluffies.
And what does that do to the water, just basically?
Well, it falls into the water, and so all the edges have all this
like the scuzz from it.
scuzz on the top, and so they're wading through that, and if they're not, if they're going down to the water to get a drink, and that's what they're drinking, like
Yeah, they shouldn't be drinking that anyway. Well, if you remember when we had Megan here from Paws and Pints and she was telling about their nonprofit that they created for like dog emergency vet care, I think that's what happened to their dog. It drank, out of a puddle or pond or something that had some sort of either algae bloom or toxin or something in it, and then it's fast. When they
Yeah.
get that, it's that what is it? The blue-green algae is like
Yep.
the bad
Yep.
stuff that's like toxic. Yeah, for sure.
If you're talking about pools, so a lot of these apartment complexes and whatnot, they have pools
Mhm.
now, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've never had a pool in my life, so that's wild. But anyway, fencing, just like with children.
So they don't fall in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If your dog isn't well, and they do these things for wildlife too. They have those steps that the floating steps that go out of the pool.
Oh, I've never seen
Have
that.
you not seen that?
No.
So like if a raccoon or a possum falls in your pool, they can get out.
Do you remember when did I tell you about the squirrel at my house?
No. Did it get in the hot tub?
This is actually awful.
Do I want to hear it?
I'll tell it.
She doesn't give a shit. Yeah,
She
go
didn't
for
answer your question at all.
it. No. Go on.
It's awful. It's not about a pool, but
We not relevant to the
it is about an
story at
animal
all.
drowning.
Is there water?
Yes.
Go on.
So we have a walnut tree in our home,
Okay.
and every year we pick up all the walnuts and we put them into like basically a giant garbage bin, right? Like it fills up a whole garbage bin, and then you let them sit there, and then the core comes off, and then you can compost the walnuts essentially. Well, we kind of forgot about it, and it sat out there all winter, and then it rained, and the bin filled up with water and walnuts and walnut juice. Well, squirrels like walnuts, and it
fell in there.
it was like, oh,
And it got-
walnut water, and
It got walnut submerged.
and it died. And I didn't know. I didn't even know that we had this walnut water vessel. I didn't even know it was back there. It was like out back by the garage. And
That's a terrible story.
it's awful.
Kara.
But then Marcus called. Oh, then he was like, when he left, he was like, there is a squirrel in the walnut water. And I was like, what? What walnut water? What are you talking about? He's like, a squirrel died in a bucket of water out back. And I was like, what?
Maybe drill some holes in your walnut bucket.
That's what I said. I was like, why have we not drilled holes in the walnut bucket? So now measures have been taken to.
Apparently, you should have drank it.
It's good for you?
Walnut water is good for you.
Well, the squirrel was
Provides-
trying to make himself a better life, and it didn't work out.
Has many benefits. It is used in the treatment of serious diseases such as heart and vascular diseases.
Well, it didn't work in this instance.
Oh, that poor squirrel. I was so sad about it. But anyway, he had to go get the body out of there.
And then what? Why don't you just dump the whole freaking thing?
I don't want
Were
that
you gonna
black
eat the
walnut
walnuts
No, I don't want
with
that.
the squirrel juice in it?
I don't know what happened to the walnut water. This is not my charge. But I did tell him to drill holes.
Okay, there are so many things about this story. If you put the walnuts out on a screen and let them dry, and then you can crack them and eat them. They're freaking delicious. Black walnuts, they're amazing. Put them in brownies.
They smell so bad. I don't like to have to touch them.
Oh, you and I are so different. Okay.
I didn't know
anyway.
we had saved them. I thought they had been like thrown away some time ago. We like let them sit there. You throw them in the dumpster as you
Do
can.
you know what people pay for black walnuts?
Wouldn't he put them on Facebook Marketplace for free and no one came and got them?
It's because you put them on them for free.
You want to give money?
Yeah, it's like
Give it
putting
a
couch
value.
out on the curb for free. Nobody's
my
gonna
gosh.
pick it up.
All because I didn't charge anything for walnuts. A death has been had in my own yard.
It's on you.
So sad.
Okay, well, make sure you're putting fences around your pools and your walnut tubs. What the fuck?
I know. Terribly stupid tale, but whatever. It happened, and I'm plagued by it.
I'm glad you got that off your chest.
Thank you.
Hope you feel better.
I've been thinking about that little squirrel.
Confess. Make sure your dogs rinse off after swimming in chlorinated pools as well. You know, get the hose out and rinse them off. Get that stuff off of them. And then obviously consider that the floating step situation that I'm talking about.
So yeah, they get in there, and then it gives them a way to like
Right.
get out.
And
Okay.
it's squirrels included. Dogs and squirrels.
Well, there hopefully aren't bobbing walnuts in your pool, but
Okay, if you're going to do like rivers, if you're near an ocean, check your currents and your tides like you were talking about, rip tides, see if there's anything out there like that.
Mhm.
Especially if you're going down to the river like via the boat ramp, check for broken glass because people go down there and, you know, they drink and goof off all the time. Happens all the time.
yeah.
Fishing hooks, sharp rocks,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. They the DNR or whoever manages the boat ramp, they'll often put rocks around the boat ramp to help with the tide
Oh.
and help with the current so it doesn't wash away the boat ramp. So, you know, be aware of the rocks there.
Okay.
And the blue-green algae. This is pretty important. This is pretty
I've heard.
toxic.
I know people whose dogs have died of this. Like it's a serious thing.
Yeah, so all the other stuff was pretty ABC stuff.
Right.
Pretty, you know, if you don't know that, should you really own a dog type thing? But this blue-green algae thing is, I've heard of it. I know somebody that had a dog that died from it, but I didn't really know much more about it
Yeah.
than that. So it a very small amount of the water, if it's ingested, can be fatal. And how you identify it is it's like and this isn't very clear either, bright blue, green, or brown scum on the surface. So basically anything.
Any body of water.
Right.
I guess that's where the checking that site is helpful to know if it's been like detected.
Sure. But there, obviously, the DNR isn't going to be able to report on some little farm pond on
Sure.
the back 40. You know what I
need
mean?
to get you a water testing kit.
Not a bad idea. If the water looks like pea soup, paint, or spilled antifreeze, has a musty or foul odor.
Tanner looked this up and it says poke the scum with a stick, and if it breaks into small particles or irregular shapes, it's likely to be blue-green algae.
Okay.
What?
However, if it has round leaves, it's probably just duckweed.
Okay. The bat
Frickin'
phone is
bat
ringing
phone
again. Well, it's fun because I get to watch your little screen happen again. Look at the bats and the paws.
And the bulldog with the phone in his hand.
What horribly unprepared dog owner is this?
We'll never know.
Mine's way less exciting. It just says voice audio.
Well, that is boring.
Yeah.
So if it has a musty or foul odor, that is also a thing. So this normally happens in warm, slow-moving, or stagnant water. So
Okay.
we're talking like the farm ponds, the
Yeah.
reservoirs, the the shitty lakes that are fed by
Should
all
we
of the
get you
runoff
a
ponds.
fountain?
I don't need anything. My pond is good to go.
I want a fountain in there just for
Okay.
Stanley.
I have 4 geese and 8 little ducklings.
I don't even have to buy you any waterfowl. You got your own.
They're very ugly. And this blue-green algae blooms in very hot weather, so late summer, early fall. We're talking
The dog
August,
days of summer.
The dog days of summer. August, late July, August. Can form thick mats on the surface or edges of water bodies. Smells musty, grassy, or swampy. When in doubt, keep your dog out. Okay, so here are some symptoms of toxic exposure. So let's say you're out on a little hike, you come up on this little tiny body of water somewhere. Your dog's like, oh God, it's so hot, I'm so thirsty. And it goes and eats a bunch of scum off the top of this pond. What are some symptoms you should look out for? Symptoms can appear within 15 minutes to a few hours. So vomiting, diarrhea, drooling, panting, or labored breathing. If they become weak or collapse, if they start having seizures or muscle tremors, they appear disoriented, their gums or eyes start to yellow or jaundice.
Oh, God.
And
or if they have sudden death,
or
then
if-
you know.
Yeah, if they suddenly die, pretty good
Or go
indication.
into a coma. Good heavens.
Right.
Well, and if this does happen, and let's say you get straight to the ER, I wonder, like, what the likelihood is your dog will be okay. Like, do they do, like, charcoal in its belly to, like, neutralize this? Or I wonder what happens.
Why don't you look that up while I walk them through the rest of this?
If your dog is exposed, it says rinse them off immediately if you know that they were exposed.
Right.
How would you know? Until you don't let them lick themselves. Okay.
Like
Get to
their
an
paws.
emergency vet ASAP and call the poison helpline, which costs $75. You already may as well be at the ER at that point.
Right.
Like, what? That's a list. I'll try and find out.
Yeah. Will you
Yeah.
please Google the treatment for this?
Yeah, I am looking at it
I
right now.
don't know what that is. I didn't look that up. Most dogs I know that don't get that far.
Yeah, I know.
Again, post-water care. Dry thoroughly, especially ears, to prevent infection. So this is
Like,
for
just
any
in
general
general,
water
yeah.
situation. So when their dog gets out of the water, get those ears dried out to prevent ear infection. Check for parasites or injuries like ticks, leeches, cuts to their paw pads, in between their paw pads. That's generally
Oh, don't
where I
worry.
would
I'm
think.
doing a full tick scrub down if my kids go out into nature. Yeah.
And rinse them down.
Yeah.
If
So,
go oh, did you
I
find
found it? Yeah. So it says if detailed treatment options, but they want to induce vomiting if it's quick that you catch. Like if it's the 15 minutes after you leave and you get them right there, like they'll probably make them throw up. Activated charcoal, and intravenous fluids, oxygen therapy. Medications. So we're going to do anti-seizure medications, liver support, because it's an immediate liver shutdown. That's what they die from this.
Fun.
Yeah. Muscle relaxants to help with tremors because they're likely having some sort of seizure situation. They do blood transfusions, which did you know that your dog can be a blood donor?
I did know that. I have a friend that their dog is a blood donor at Iowa State, and they cover all of his
Regular
flea
vet
and
visit.
tick
Yeah.
and annual blood work and all that stuff. But he has like a special type of blood, I guess.
He's the.
I don't know.
I don't even know what
He's only got 3 legs.
but lots of blood. I
guess. Why? I'm guessing that's how they found out he had the special blood. He had to have his leg amputated.
Yeah. Well, I mean, really looking at this list, it looks like they're doing all the same things that if you bring your dog in and it's not feeling well, basically, and they just hope.
Yeah.
So monitoring supportive care, and then if there's any skin contact, they'll basically give your dog a bath because it can be worse if it continues to soak in through the skin.
What is the prognosis here?
Well, it says
Possible outcomes.
yeah, it says basically early intervention is important. There's no specific anecdote, so like you can't just be like my dog was in blue-green algae, give him the pill.
Right.
You know, there's no fix for it. With successful treatment, dogs can experience liver damage for the rest of their lives.
Oh God.
Right? Jeez, I'm trying to talk to my dog about his water habits.
That's really.
That's scary.
Preventing exposure is the most effective way to avoid this deadly toxin. No shit.
It's like if you don't want an STD, don't. Like, oh man.
Okay. So outside of the blue-green algae, I did want to talk about dog CPR because I always tell myself, hey, you should know how to do CPR like on a person. You know, what happens if you come up on somebody that needs CPR and you don't know how to do it? And I still don't know how to do CPR. Do you?
I know how to do CPR, yes.
But I feel like the 911 person is going to talk me through it. But you should definitely know how to do canine CPR, and we're going to give you a step-by-step.
Cool.
Only perform CPR if your dog is not breathing and has no heartbeat. Doing CPR on a dog that doesn't need it can cause injury.
Well, yeah. I think that's...
So first you have to check for responsiveness. Gently shake or call your dog. Tap their paw or rub their chest. If no response, proceed to check vital signs. Look and listen for breathing and pulse by placing your ear near their nose and chest. Watch for their chest to rise and fall, and feel for a pulse using your fingers on the femoral artery inside the hind leg where it meets the body. Did you know that that's where that was?
No.
The hind. So
yeah, like inside their
groin
back
area
leg.
then?
Yeah, their back leg.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Now
It's
you
right.
know.
I didn't.
If your dog isn't breathing and has no pulse, begin CPR immediately. Lie your dog on its side, on its right side, heart facing up. Lay the dog on a flat, firm surface. So lay your dog on its right side?
Yeah, so like...
Right side looking at it or right side looking over it?
over it. Right? What do you mean?
She said that really confidently.
Feet, what do you mean at it or over it? The
If I'm
feet out.
looking at you, your right side, your right is that side.
It's always going to be the same.
But if I'm standing over top of you,
It's still my
if
right
you're
side.
no, if you're on all fours, your right is on the other side.
Is it driver's side or passenger side?
Get what I'm saying? If I'm
No.
looking at you right now,
hmm
this is on my right.
That's my left, though. Your dog's right.
It doesn't say that. It says on the right side.
Well,
On its right side.
right, the dog's right side, not your right side.
Okay. Well, if I'm looking at you, then the right side is that side. But if I'm standing over you as if you were a dog, your right side is this side.
Where's the dog's heart?
Heart facing up is what it needs to be.
Somebody get us a doctor.
Can you YouTube this? No. I'm kidding. Okay. So on
Whatever that is.
its right side.
I would assume it's on the side so that its legs are facing, so that like it's laying on its side that is like,
Right?
if you're looking at it, like the dog. Like if you were saying this dog's right eye is injured, you're not talking about its right eye if you're looking over it like a hovercraft. You're looking at it like its right eyeball.
No.
What?
Its right eye is this eye. On the right side.
Yes. So what are you talking about?
Well, if you're looking at the dog face head on, the right side is that side.
Google says your dog's heart is located on the left side of their chest. To
Right.
find it, lay your dog on their right side. So if you are standing over the top of the dog, their right side would be your right arm.
That's what I'm saying. But you get what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right?
No, I don't. I think my dog's gonna die. I have given Doggy CPR this year, but there was
Was
no
it on the right side?
I was just trying to get it to breathe.
I feel like something's better than nothing.
It's true.
Okay. Well, once you have determined your dog's right side, give the dog rescue breaths. Close the dog's mouth. Extend the neck to straighten the airway. Breathe into the nose. Snout to snout seal.
I googled this.
When referring to a dog's right side, It's generally understood as the side facing the viewer when they are looking at the dog from behind. That's what I'm saying. If I'm standing over the dog, that's
Well, I
its
didn't
right
know if
side.
you were standing
But
over
I'm
it with
looking
its
at
face
it.
looking at you or its butt looking at you. This is saying over it with its butt looking at you, not its face looking at you.
I'm standing over the dog. There's nothing looking at me.
But from what direction over?
I'm like,
Are you behind
If
it or in front of it?
if the dog is standing in between my legs.
Where's its head?
Right here.
In front of you. So from your butt, from the butt way.
I so wish we had video.
Because I was thinking you were saying like the dog's facing you and you're like looking at it like this.
No, that's what I'm saying. If I'm looking at it like this.
At its butt.
No,
Well,
no.
its
I'm
butt is
saying
this
if
way.
you were a dog and I'm looking at you.
I have to point this way, away from you, so you can know what my right side is.
Then I would be standing over you.
And by this time, the dog is dead.
It's the passenger side of the dog.
Of his best friend's bride.
Okay.
Ugh, sheesh.
Breathe into the nose. Watch for the chest to rise. And give one breath every 2 to 3 seconds. So 20 to 30 breaths per minute. Okay,
Ugh.
chest compressions. So depending on the size of your dog, you're going to do one hand over the heart, just behind the front elbow. Okay? So like rib cage.
Yeah, okay.
And then if it's a very small dog, just use one hand or just thumb and fingers. But the larger you get, you use both hands.
Is it like humans when they say that if you give CPR, you should crack their rib cage?
Compression depth about 1/3 to 1/2 the width of the chest.
Means.
This is very complex.
Watch a YouTube video.
Call Doggy 911.
Okay, so 100 to 120 compressions per minute. That's like very fast.
Staying alive, staying alive.
Oh, that's off of Grey's Anatomy,
Yeah.
isn't it? When he's saving his mom over the phone with the landslide.
Yeah.
Just seen it last week.
Uh,
Okay, continue cycles of 30 compressions, then 2 breaths. Check for heartbeat, breathing every 2 minutes. Get to a vet immediately. Continue doing CPR during transport if possible. Call ahead to alert the vet you're coming if possible. And when to stop CPR is when your dog begins breathing or moving, a heartbeat is detected, a veterinarian takes over, or after 10 to 15 minutes with no response, then
be done.
you got to call it.
Mhm.
Oof. Okay.
That sounds terrible.
So to just make that not so complicated.
I'm glad you got to listen to us in real time learn how to give a dog CPR,
Right.
and we don't know how still.
So gently shake or call your dog. If no response,
Run to the emergency room.
listen for breathing, watch for their chest, check for a pulse. If none of that, then begin CPR by laying your dog on its right side, on its passenger side. Lay the dog on. Why don't they use that? That's way better.
How do you know
Lay
where
the
the
dog-
passenger side is?
That's the same. It's passenger side. It's the right side.
Okay, yeah.
Passenger side with heart facing up. And then do the breath with the snout to snout seal. So you got to hold their snout
Yes.
closed.
As an
Hold
aside,
their
we have a weird
mouth closed.
thing we do at our house, and I'd like to ruin this.
Okay.
Have you ever trumpeted your dog?
I would like to see you trumpet Otter.
Otter would bite my face. But our dogs like it, and they'll like come up like Tot, who is a pit bull, like will put her mouth on like up to you, and it's like,
Yeah, go do it.
do it. And basically, you just put your mouth kind of like we kind of hold our hand over their mouth, over their nose, and like the front of their mouth, and you just go, and you just do a little blow,
Yeah.
and then the sides of their cheeks go, and they make like a little kind of fart trumpet noise. She thinks that is like
Hilarious.
she loves it.
I'm gonna try that on Stan.
She begs you to trumpet.
I give Reese about 8 million kisses a day.
Well, she might like a good trumpeting.
I don't know if she would. Okay. Breathe into the nose. 1 breath every 2 to 3 seconds, and do compressions. 30 compressions. 2 breaths. 30 compressions. 2 breaths. 30 compressions. 2 breaths. checking for a heartbeat and or breathing every 2 minutes. So really, they make this so complicated. It's not that complicated. Lay the dog down, check it, start 2 breaths, 30 compressions, 2 breaths, 30 compressions, 2 breaths, 30 compressions.
Mm-hmm.
It's that easy.
I am approximately 4 minutes away from the doggy ER, and so
Lucky you.
I know I am very lucky. So that's where I'll be running. But I did recently have to try doggy CPR and a dog that we lost. I knew he was already gone when I tried it, but it was like,
What are you gonna do?
what am I gonna do? It was awful. But anyway,
Back to the life jacket situation. So it says dog breeds with short legs, flat faces, or dense bodies are especially vulnerable. So what to look for in a dog life jacket? Proper fit.
yes.
It should be snug but allow comfortable movement. Measure the chest girth, neck, and body length. So if you're buying it off of like Amazon, they're going to have measurements just like we do for
Right.
human clothes. Buoyancy panels. Good flotation, especially under the chest and belly. I love these things
They have
because
the
they have the
handle.
handle like they're a little suitcase. You can just pick them up out of the water.
Yeah, it's great.
High visibility, so bright colors, reflective stripes.
A mermaid tail helps.
Adjustable straps to customize the fit. Look for the quick release buckles. So it's not like a, what do you call those?
Like
You know what I
the
mean? Just-
strap.
yeah,
You
yeah,
just
yeah.
like a regular collar buckle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then some of them have the neck support flap, so that keeps your dog's head above water. Not all dogs need that. And frankly, I think, in my opinion, I think that almost makes it harder for some dogs. But
Yeah, it's like they're choking a little bit when they're
yeah.
swimming. I don't know. I don't think.
But it says
We
it's
have that.
especially helpful for flat-faced breeds, so that makes sense.
I guess so.
There are some top-rated life jacket brands. Best all around is Rough Wear Float Coat and Outward Hound Granby Splash.
We will link what those are in the podcast notes, but really, I think as long as it's a good fit and it's the appropriate like size for your dog, you should be cool.
And I think it's one of those things where you have it and use it to kind of get your dog used to the water, to see if your dog even likes the water.
Yeah.
And if it does, then you can kind of go
Off of it.
maybe use a paddleboard or a little floaty device. Or
Well, it's kind of like water wings for kids, right?
Right.
Like the water wings are like fine to like keep them safe, but then if they get too reliant on it, then if they fall in the water and they don't have their life jacket on, then what, right?
Right.
So we want to make sure that if they're comfortable enough to swim around with a life jacket, that they're comfortable enough to swim without it. Which Dolores, she who uses a life jacket, she can swim without it. I feel better if she has it because she's just so small and she's got the smooshy face and all the things, but. Yeah, you don't want them to feel dependent on it either. So.
Now you touched on this a little bit earlier. Oh, and if your dog is not a fan of the water, don't push it.
Yeah,
Like,
they just aren't water kids.
yeah, don't make them like it. They're not going to enjoy it, and they're going to be much more prone to something bad happening, which is going to land you in a very expensive emergency vet visit. You talked about this a little bit earlier about dry drowning with dogs. So this occurs when water enters the lungs or irritates the larynx.
Yes, you said it right.
Larynx,
Yeah.
causing breathing difficulties and potentially leading to death. And this does not have to be like your dog had an incident in the water where it almost drowned or anything.
It could be that they drank too much water.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
I think this also has a tendency to happen with ice water.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard.
And hoses, like playing with
Right.
hoses and like the water feature things. Like we have to watch. Jangles goes crazy. Like so you have to watch how long he's been out there. So we like count down. We're like,
Yeah.
okay, you can do 2 cycles of the fountain, and then we have to take a break. And he's gotten good at it. But like. It says excessive water intake in short periods during strenuous physical activity. So they're excited, they're playing with the hose, they're
Yeah.
drinking, and then the next thing you know, things get weird.
Yeah.
We see dogs to like exhibit almost like the sign of like they're gonna pass out, they're disoriented, they're having trouble like standing up, vomiting, and seizures are all signs of that water toxicity has become a thing. And it's an emergency and they will be gone very quickly if you don't get
I
intervention.
think they kind of like get a little wonky
Yeah.
walking, like
Yes.
tipping over because they're not getting enough oxygen. So obviously seek immediate veterinary care if you notice any of these things, especially if you've been around water. And I would say for like 12 to 24 hours after being near any water or being in water, playing with water or at a pool or a hose or the lake or whatever, just kind of maybe keep a special eye on your dog.
Yeah.
You know, just a little heightened sense of awareness.
Yeah, for
Just in
sure.
case something happens.
Well, this algae thing has me really freaked out, but we're always watching for the water toxicity because Jangles is at a big risk because he's so nuts about it. But like other things, like even if it's not that they're trembling or stumbling or whatever, like even looking at their gums and their pupils a little bit afterwards can be good because like if they have really pale gums or if their pupils are like super dilated or like glazed over looking, the thing that happens to him, and he does get this, is bloating. So if he is like playing too much in the water, we'll watch his belly and we call it like water belly or pregnant belly, and he has to go on a break and he'll pee and pee and pee and pee, and then he'll finally like look a little bit more normal after about an hour. But like if you don't pull him away, he would literally kill himself doing this. Yeah. It's crazy.
Can't help himself.
No, he loves it.
The treatment for the dry drowning thing, we didn't really touch on that. But they'll, immediate first aid is clearing the airway, doing CPR if needed. The vet will do IV fluids, medications, oxygen therapy, supervision, that kind of thing. So it's just one of those things where it could easily be noted as, oh, we just had a big day at the lake and he's super tired.
Yeah.
He got really wore out. Well, there's a difference between,
watch for some other things there.
check their gums.
Yeah.
Check their breathing.
Look in their eyes. Like, just if something doesn't feel right after you've had a big day of fun, it might not be because, I don't know, that to me is just something like a really sudden and urgent thing that you might easily, like, just talk yourself through and be like, it's fine. He'll be fine. It's a Sunday night. I'm not going to the ER.
Right.
Well, it might be worth the visit if it's...
Trust your gut.
Trust your gut, for sure. Yeah. Anyway, but water can be a great way to spend time with your dog and enjoy the world and get the city slickers out into the knee deep in the water. He forces me to go out into the world a little bit more than I normally would. And, it can be just a really great way to bond with your pet. So
Stanley is my only one that likes the water. The rest of them...
Does he swim?
No, he'll go out till it's up to his belly, and that's about it.
Oh, man. Jangles will swim.
But he is all about going in all the holes and the digging in the mud and the, digging for... When I catch fish, I let him lick it, and then I put it back, or whatever I'm going to do with it. So
he's a boy's boy.
He's very curious about everything.
Yes.
And he likes to go after things, but he'll stick his hole in anything. I'm like, one of these days you're going to stick your head in something that you shouldn't be sticking your head in. You're going to find out.
Yeah, he's an adventure boy. That is for
I had to put the freaking fee collar lost dog mode on twice this weekend.
Stanley.
Because he went on a little adventure.
But goodness.
I was tanning. He was having a good time. I have this little a name tag on his collar, and it jingles on the latch thing.
Uh-huh.
So I can always hear him.
Like that he's around.
Yes. As long as I can hear the jingle jangle, even if it's very faint, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Like I know you're nearby. But when I quit hearing that for a while, then I start getting a little nervous.
I do like, because Jangles I have him wear his e-collar when we go out like that because I have him off leash. And he'll be swimming, and it's waterproof, so he'll be swimming and he'll like go around the bank and I'll hit the beep and I can hear it. Like I can't see him, but I can hear it go beep, and I'll literally hear him turn around and he starts paddling back. Like, good boy.
Hey, listeners, heads up. We would like to do an episode on dog-friendly patios, watering holes, bars.
My type of outdoor activities.
Fake turf situations.
So I don't know if this is true, and I will research it before we actually do the whole episode about it, but I heard that there was like a law change or something where all patios are supposed to be dog friendly, at least in the Des Moines area. I don't know if in all of Iowa or what, but I feel like there was some sort of like shift in like the policy in some way.
That would be cool.
It would be cool because we're very not dog friendly in Iowa and compared to other places.
Well, Des Moines is way more dog friendly than any other Metro because when we were in Iowa City
Yes. There was nothing.
last December, I was looking for dog-friendly, bars,
Anything.
whatnot to go to, and it would say on Google dog-friendly, but when you actually went to like their website or their Facebook page, it would say like ESAs only or service animals only.
Mhm.
And so, like, yes, you're dog-friendly, but only under the
Just
law.
to meet the law.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, you're not really dog-friendly.
No, that's not dog friendly.
So, anyway, we would love to put together kind of a comprehensive list.
Mm-hmm. And then
if
we'll
you
like
know any
talk
places.
through like the ones that we've been to, and if you guys have had a good experience, we'd love to read your good experience with taking your dog out, enjoying the summer with them,
And it doesn't. I'm talking. I mean, I don't think there's anywhere like Paws and Pines anywhere else. I mean, that's like a dog park bar
Right.
combined. Like
Yeah.
that's ideal, obviously. But when we have dogs come into like Flat Tire, I always try to make sure that they have a bowl of water.
Yeah.
We have treats. I mean, I wish we had better treats on hand, but we've got treats and make them feel welcome. And
Yes.
but I think there's probably other things that we can do that we're not even thinking about.
Mhm. Yeah, there's a
So
bar.
I would love to hear.
There's a bar down from me that actually added a little section to their menu that is like a dog portion of their menu. So if you bring your dog to the patio, they can get a snack.
Like a pup cup, but like a menu.
Yeah.
Like meatballs or.
Yeah, they got a charcuterie board, which is
Oh,
fun.
cute.
So we'll talk about that place and any other places that you guys have had a good experience. I feel like I'm always looking for, especially have nothing to do, I'm like, what should we have for lunch today? I was like, well, I could take my dog and like
Yeah.
I'm home on the weekend. I don't want to, and I work all week. I want to be able to go
with
do
my
stuff with my
kids, yeah.
kids. Yeah. So
I keep seeing these TikToks with these people with their dogs, and they're out doing something that says, "Take them with you. Their world is only as big as you make it out to be," or something
Right,
like
yeah.
that. Or they only see what you see, or whatever it is.
yeah, yeah,
It's like, well, I take my kids. They go with me everywhere, but
yeah.
it's a whole weekend situation. It's not like I'm going to take all of them.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I just love to have that experience, and I've had that shirt for a million years that says if my dog can't come, I'm not going.
Yeah.
So,
But if we want to advocate for places to be more dog friendly, then let's talk about what that means.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure there's things that we could do better, and we just don't know about it and we don't think about it, but we'd be happy to implement it.
Mhm.
So let's talk about it and let's get some more places on board.
Yeah,
It's gotta
for sure.
be-
I think that there's a whole network here that we could create. What if we did, what's it called where you go around?
A pub crawl.
A pup crawl.
Pup crawl. I like it. We could sell tickets.
This is
We
a
could get a bus.
fundraiser.
Party bus. A potty bus.
A potty bus pup crawl.
I love it.
Stop it. Take my money, first of all. I would
It's gonna be
first
like
in
during
line.
the day, though, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, that's hilarious. What
I-
could go wrong? What could
go wrong? Yeah.
Anyway, we're
That's
gonna deep
actually
dive.
a really great idea.
I think it's a good fundraiser. There's just a small liability involved, but whatever.
there's waivers for that.
People do those as fundraisers all the time.
Yeah.
Potty.
They get in their
Bus.
side by sides and they do a bunch of rural bars, and
Oh.
you'd be just fine.
Potty bus pup
pup
crawl.
crawl.
Love it. We can get swag bags.
If you own an establishment and you want to be involved in the pup crawl,
Love it.
let us know. I love this. So we'll talk about this idea again.
This is what happens, y'all.
noodle on it.
We just hang out and shit happens.
We'll noodle on this, and then we're going to dive deeper on an upcoming episode once we get your guys' feedback about your favorite
Yes.
dog-friendly places.
So send us, what's our email? What do you want them to send it to? I mean, I know which one it is, but...
Well, we have a shorter one.
Yeah.
ohmydogiowa@gmail.com is our shorter one, or ohmydogrescueinc@gmail.com, or you can just go to our website at all of the Oh My Dogs. We'll get you there, and you can click
Contact us.
the contact form
Or
and
you
fill it
can
out
send
there.
us a message on Messenger. You
Yeah.
can send a smoke signal. You can send a postcard, P.O. Box 33, Madrid, Iowa 50156.
Yes, if you send
you
it
want.
today, we'll have it before our next episode, and we'll be ready.
EXPS is like 2 days.
That's what I'm saying. We'll have it if they
Easy
send it
peasy.
out. Yeah, we're ready to roll.
All right.
We'll
well,
figure it out
send
in
us
the
a
water.
list, and we're going to put together this pup crawl.
This is great. I like it.
What else could we have with it? Should we take the bus through Starbucks?
Pup cups for
We need
everyone.
25
No,
pup cups, please.
we just get a can of whipped cream and have it on the bus. So when all the people are doing Jello shots, the dogs are doing pup cups.
Love it. Oh, man.
Man, we are ill, just not quite right in the head. But I like it.
I do.
I think
like
other
it.
people are with us.
We're going to need doggy bags if anybody gets sick. Well, you've seen those, the doggy daycare buses. You know?
Yeah.
You've seen those where they just like, the owners just let them out the door and they jump on the bus and they get in their seat and the guy clips them in and off they go. And there's a whole freaking short bus of dogs.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I love it.
Jangles has been on the school bus before. But
Really?
it's not like that. They have kennels in the Paws and Pints one. But he jumped right in and they put him in there and then he took a ride to the park.
That's less fun.
I know. But it was still pretty cute. But the school bus picked him up right at the door. Always take my money. Is it about my dog? Yes, take my money.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, be safe out there. Enjoy the water, but make sure your dog is enjoying the water too.
Yes, have a great summer.
We'll figure it out.
Oh my dog.
What I mean when I see, what I see, what I feel, when I dream, when I be, I'm a freak, what up? Oh, what up? Everybody look at me when I'm free, when I feel, what I see, when I do it, I'm a freak, what up? Oh, what up? Say what we got, it's hot to spot, give up the drop, see what we got, do what, do what? We got to go, the body flow, too hot to show, the front row, we won't stop.